Spirit.
Wait, was Darkseer unbanned?
I think it wasn't banned.
Why didn't they pick Darkseer?
I don't know. Maybe I'm lying again and it was banned. That's a possibility too.
I'm feeling some misinformation coming in here, but no, honestly, like I completely agree. This would have been a perfect Darkseer game. They would have outscaled Terrorblade really hard.
Well, nonetheless, it does look like the bounty runes are going to be traded off there 2 apiece as the D2 Hustlers able to get a couple of them. You know, one thing I am maybe a little bit concerned about is like how Monkeys is going to do in this lane bottom. You think that's a good lane against? Oh, I guess it is AA, not Wyvern that's down there.
I think
Wyvern's annoying.
Traditionally, Underlord has been pretty good versus Terrorblade in lane. The
Okay.
first couple of waves can be hard, but as soon as you get up points into Atrophy, Aura, and Firestorm, you will push Terrorblade out of lane. He cannot sustain you.
We'll keep our eyes on that one for sure. They're already getting a little bit of pressure on as 5-up going to go for the range creep, but taken over. Pandango able to eat the arrow. That's kind of annoying for them, I would imagine.
Yeah, good block there. You sort of don't want anyone to be able to shove the lanes in this matchup. You really want to be able to like fight on the side with Terrorblade Illusions to secure the small camp pull. As you can see, 5-up, he's just securing that block on the camp. He also notices that his hard camp is blocked, so he's brought out a couple sentries to deward that.
Easy peasy. Ready to go. That one not able to tank it, although you can see that 5-up is throwing the arrow from a little bit further away. So there's a better chance that if it hits on Pandango, it's going to be a good chunk of damage there. So this lane, at least so far, looking relatively into the favor of the D2 Hustlers, but certainly, as you said, being able to block out that camp is going to matter a lot, as Boris gets pushed back a lot by Divine Llama up there on the top side. And Empyrean also is going to be zoned out a little bit. Man, Wyvern's so good.
Yeah, that hero definitely has some good trade mechanisms with the Arctic Burn, especially when you pair it with something that's like sort of strong and independent, like Legion Commander. The weakness of that hero is that Arctic Burn's a really long cooldown, right? So if Legion's not a strong hero, they can sort of 2v1 him in the side.
I love that, by the way. Literally, I'm talking about how good Wyvern is. Knoxville puts up the stat that it's one of the worst heroes of the qualifiers as well. So that's great. Love to see it. It's had pretty bad results, but so was Axe. Right now, Axe having a good time as the press the attack's going to come out, keep alive 1437, and they get the force back onto Boris yet again. So a nice little round there.
Honestly, the top lane's going pretty well for Legion Commander. He has 6 creeps still alive right now, and he's tied for CS.
Dang. That's very good, for sure. As the mid lane matchup, I feel like everybody that I talk to that are Storm players says that Puck is one of like the worst matchups. Do you kind of subscribe to that idea?
I think it should be. I mean, you just have a decent lane where I think you slightly outfarm Storm if you keep orbing the wave and the neutral creeps, and then you're just good at catching him.
Right.
He's also like sort of annoying to jump. Like you can with the Orchid, but honestly going Orchid on Storm is sort of out of fashion. You want like the Kai Assange type of more tanky, get in there build.
Right. Yeah, all the mid laners that are cool now are building Kai Assange. That's what it feels like, at least. As you can see that up top again, you were talking about that sort of dominance that we're seeing a little bit here from Divine Llama. 11-3 versus the 8-2, and another big creep wave pushing in with that. So definitely having a good time up here on this Legion Commander. Not always what we see from this hero.
Yeah, honestly, I think a little bit of outskill coming in the side lanes, or like better recognition of the matchups. They're winning both the Terrorblade versus Underlord matchup and the Legion versus Axe matchup.
And down bottom, Monkeys Forever got the cold feet on him, and a lot of right-click damage coming through with that meta being used. So a tough situation, only level 3 right now for him, obviously. Is going to try and outspam the wave, but should be a couple of denies here along the way. Nicely played. So
5-up
far, so
is
good.
managing to stack a couple of camps. We'll see that come into play for Axe. As soon as he gets his Vanguard, he can pretty much kill any amount of stacks and really get a head start with that.
Yeah. Did arrow a couple of the large camps, but certainly not going to hold that against him. And this is what we saw in that other game as well, that just went down, where there was the Mirana Flea playing it, able to stack up all those camps, then the Terrorblade came in. I guess if Monkeys has a bad enough time, he could also hypothetically take them, but you probably want to keep that for the Axes. Another round of the Cold Feet procs will go through. Another range creep deny, this time by Pandango. 1-4 on the AA, not bad.
Yeah, I think Pandango, he's been doing a good job in this lane. Like 0-4 on AA. Oh, 1-4 actually, as you mentioned. Sorry, my brain spazzed out there.
That's all good.
it's just like good laning because he's really keeping the harass up on Monkeys. Monkeys is actually already out of region,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just doing his job well. Monkeys is actually opting to go for the boots and the range job. Not even sort of thought he was gonna go for like a Ring of Health, like we've seen so many offlaners go for.
Right.
There's a different read on the lane, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit of a different chance there, or change up there, as wants to get into the hood eventually, but just gain a little bit of regen. The other stuff is up top, and Purian taking a lot of damage from 1437. Is it going to be enough? No. So the Splinter Blast not going to be there to kill off Empyrean, but Divine Llama forced back yet again, and Boris, you can see he's caught up a little bit over the last couple of minutes on this axe.
Yeah, he really has. And a really nice play from Divine Lambert there. He actually, when he was going on the Hoodwink, he cut one of the trees. And Empyrean ended up missing Bushwhack, so he had to pop his Fairy Fire and take like some additional damage.
Jeez.
Just really heads up there.
That's nice. Yeah, so far, it looks like after some initial skirmishes and things going well for D2 Hustlers, everything's kind of evened out across all the 3 lanes. And of course, this is just going to favor Simply Toobased. They're the ones that are getting these massive stacks in the hard camp. And, well, zip in. Papatuti a whole level ahead of Annihilate. And is going to actually TP up top where they try and go into Boris now. Coil is out. Divine Llama there, and first blood drawn by 1437.
Ooh, that's huge. When the game goes like this, where the silence are sort of even and the lane equilibriums are not too bad, it pretty much always comes down to a mid TP. Oh, Storm's going on mid.
Yep. Catches a quick arrow there afterwards. Pendango going to go down. So Annihilate finds himself the kill, and 5UP able to be there to get the earn charge as well. So not bad. Yuma, in the meantime, is going to head on back towards the jungle and decide to farm up. Can't really stay in lane against monkeys anymore, unless he decides to take over bottom, if anybody.
I think they'll probably send the support down there. Maybe just a sap some experience. He doesn't really have any play potential on the map because, again, he's an ancient apparition.
Right.
I think that top lane was really good from Puck, though, because I don't know if they clicked Storm, but Storm actually tried to start TPing to counterplay the Puck there. Like, they could have clicked him and see he has no TP now. And that means, like, Storm couldn't make any plays. Maybe a little bit of a bad read from Terrorblade. If he knew that Storm had no TP, he probably didn't have to go to jungle quite so early.
That's a possibility for sure. And like I guess that's sort of one of those things where you don't hate being there as Yuma, but like gain more value out of the lane would definitely be nice. Does give over Pandango some time though. Is up top, able to catch, looking for the chase down. Oh, press the attack, run away, and that might be enough to get him out of there. They have Bushwhack back up in 3 seconds, and just like that, 1437 able to make the difference and keep alive that Legion commander.
Okay, so they're rotating the Terrorblade bottom. I think they're going to TP with Puck and coil this Underlord and try to kill them, if he steps up at all.
Right.
Good read by Monkeys to sort of back up here, not play too aggressive. They really want to use meta to kill heroes, and slowing
nice play
down.
There. Yeah, they came on over, so I think that they spotted that rotation with the ward up on the high ground, and that also got them the courier kill.
Right,
yeah?
Yeah, they have this kill if TTBs. Puck-chan.
He's thinking about it. Not going. Monkeys Forever is off to the side.
Okay, so he had no orb because he used it to farm the small camp, so maybe he didn't feel comfortable going for that play. I think it would have been a really cool play though, with like, as Terrorblade, you want to be able to contribute to your team in some way with Metamorphosis, because it's such a strong spell. Whether that means you get a play and kill a hero, or push a tower, you want one of those things to happen. You don't want to just pop it to farm neutrals.
Oh, mid lane instead! They go, oh my god, he gets out of there on nothing! Annihilate able to get the zip at the end of that coil. And they find the escape. So they get some D-wards there, but Papatuti not able to secure a kill with that second coil. Does have a regen rune afterwards, though, so he can stay on the map.
Oh, and they're smoking up. They don't have coil, though. I'm curious to see what their plan is here. It might just be, okay, secure the bounce rune, get some vision down.
Do they see the stacks? Oh, the hard camp had already been taken, but it's too tough to probably take the ancient stacks with their team right now. Hi, Bob. Moving over. Silence right away. Annihilate jumps forward, looking for the chase down. Pandango not quite level 6 yet, and the Bushwhack will be there to find the kill. Meanwhile, 1437 also getting chased down. Annihilate's used up his whole mana pool at this point. Arrow comes through, able to connect, an easy double kill afterwards. And Puck now, I mean, used his orb, needs to be kind of wary. But I guess with no more mana on Storm, that'll be enough.
Oh, and essentially just catches that Orb Sword as well. And they did break the smoke from bottom there, with the Storm at bottom. I think they're smoking probably to the Terrorblade jungle. So not the worst thing for D2 Hustlers, but I mean their smoke just ends up yielding nothing. They get their ward dewarded and they sort of feed away 2 supports.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to do it for sure. Coil gonna be used. This is still DD though on Storm. Can they find any finish afterwards? Moonlight Shadow, and I think that's just a walk away. Oh, that's got to be frustrating, I'm sure, for Papatuti. Another Coil not able to secure anything.
So when you play lineups like Winter Wyvern AA supports, you can make them work, but what it means when you have supports like these two sort of greedy scaling supports is that your core heroes need to connect with their spells. Normally, if you coil Storm there, your support Clockwork or whoever you have, like Hoodwink, whatever, will come in and kill the enemy mid. They'll provide some damage. As you can see, Wyvern wasn't really able to do any of that. If, like, you can imagine, like, Coil connected to the Terrorblade at bottom, they would have killed Underlord, or maybe they connected to top and get a dual kill. It's just a little bit of, like, you don't usually play these Dota lineups, so there's a little bit of inexperience with playing them.
Right, for sure. And this is sort of why you were talking about the idea of like a Terrorblade TPing to the Terrorblade's lane to find a kill, as opposed to, you know, doing it with those supports that you would normally see.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the one that can make the kill happen.
Like, Terrorblade pop meta, he farmed some creeps, but honestly, like, you didn't really feel the impact on the map. Like, maybe he got a little bit of net worth, but he's actually the bottom of all the cores in the game because he wasn't able to use Metamorphosis efficiently. Like, he even went for the hard farming build of 044, and you're just not feeling the same impact that you would, like, at one of those other Terrorblades at, like, the Animage or ESL1.
Right. Well, in the meantime, though, we have gotten our level 6s onto the supports for Radiant. Dire obviously have had theirs for a little bit now, and, you know, if Hoodwink wants to, can get active a little bit with Sharpshooter, but Ice Blast definitely could be the thing to combo up with Divine Llama, who's going for the Blink first.
He almost has it, too.
Yeah.
So it's not like they have no plays, it's just like your early game plays are restricted, right?
Yeah.
And if you have restricted plays, anytime you can eke out advantage that maybe you shouldn't have gotten, it's going to be really high impact. So as soon as they get blinked though, like, their game's going to start. You have the puck and the AA ready to connect to you. You know, it'll be a bit later where it's more normal to bring more cores into moves.
And in the meantime, down bottom, it's just Annihilate that's taking advantage of nobody moving on this map. And 1437 even going to drop the Winner's Curse there. Annihilate won't go for the chase as he was low on mana. So 1437 able to survive and, you know, drain through the Storm's mana. That's not insignificant.
Yeah, I mentioned it's sort of trendy to go for Mordecai Assange builds on Storm. But I think he's made a good decision here to just go for that Orchid. There's a lot of vulnerable heroes on the D2 Hustler side, and even though Legion can save them, like, at some point he's going to use that save on Terrorblade, and you're just going to kill an AA or Wyvern for free.
Right. The hope then, I'm sure, for D2 Hustlers is at that point they'll have the items to keep themselves alive. Glimmer Cape coming out for the Wyvern, still very far away from it, but we'll see if Storm can sort of make that happen beforehand. At least for now, everything very passive. The only tower taken so far is Radiant's bottom tier 1. Could make a move at some point up towards top, but this is the strength of that Underlord pick, right? He just stands there in front of a lane, throws down the Firestorm, and they can't really pressure it that effectively unless they bring everybody.
They're smoking mid. They got the Blink Dagger, instant TP to mid. They're going to smoke to bottom and try to pick off the Storm. Or not. I'm lying. Alright, here we go. They're just going to smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, they're actually smoking around a mid tower. I think maybe a little bit aggressive because you don't have Metamorphosis, but I'm curious to see how this will turn out.
Dude, 5-up on the cliff, gets the smoke break, and then gets... Ooh, does he get out? Okay, maybe not. Ice Blast off the mark, but they're still going to be able to find that kill. Meanwhile, Boris wants to get that call, held it for the moment as they chase forward. Big zip from downtown, finds Divine Llama, and he will end up... Oh, wait, walk away. The curse tries to escape, and they actually are able to. For at least the moment now, the turn, the jump away, Papatuti making some space along with 1437 to get the Legion Commander out. Now the jump in again from Annihilate, baiting out some reactions, but he's out of mana. And with the rest of the team nearby, it doesn't look like D2 Hustlers want to go any further. So a little bit of craziness. In the end, only one hero dies.
They did bring 5 heroes from Toobased to that fight, and meanwhile, Terrorblade has just been farming it up. I will also say, Boris he's really farmed right now. He's 1,200 above the Terrorblade, and I think it just sort of reveals the power of this like Axe, he's able to hit jungle really fast with counter helix.
Right. Yeah, it's so strong. I mean, part of that, of course, is what you were talking about earlier, 5-up, getting him the Ancients, which now Boris is going back to again with the DD, that this is just what this hero does so well. And when he gets that Manta style done, it's going to be even better. But of course, the sort of passive damage that's being dealt by the Terrorblade up top, that illusion, cutting the wave, and then keeping the pressure onto the tier 1 as well. So a nice little series of events there, almost gets the tier 1 tower for D2 Hustlers on top of getting that fight win.
Yeah, and it's really important that they sort of open their map up by killing that top tower. I would have liked to see a little bit more focus on playing in the side lanes from D2 Hustlers.
Right.
Oh, fight.
Yeah, and Wyvern also down there. Silence, Cold Embrace trying to keep him alive, and Coil afterwards living. Not gonna live long enough. Papa Tootie here seeing if he can find a kill, but the Bushwhack comes in afterwards. Devi Llama, they want to get him. Can they chase down any more than just the Hoodwink? Devi Llama does have that blink forward, and duel off cooldown in 30 seconds. Can they chase him down and kill him? Well, I think that might be the end of it. So a 2-for-2 exchange in the end.
And Terrorblade feels happy, you know, you got to use meta, get a kill, and then you tell your team, guys, I meta for the kill. I had to use it, now I have to farm, you know? It feels
exactly.
good.
Totally. That's the way to do it, man. Well, impressive stuff. Still 1,000 gold lead for Simply Toobased as the pressure is up there.
1437, he has the phase boots queued up. A
Nice.
1437 classic. He's done this for like 5 years where he builds phase boots on heroes where you wouldn't expect it to be good, and it actually ends up being pretty legit.
That's crazy. I mean, to think this guy is queuing up the Glimmer Cape before to try and survive the storm.
Yeah, I think phase boots are like an underrated support item if you need to get your spell off. It's basically like a mini haste, right? Like just for that little bit of time, you can haste quote unquote, like 30 MS in, and then like you can get your spells off. I think Puppy does this a lot on like Vengeful Spirit when he plays 5. He'll like just have phase boots and an empty inventory.
It is kind of neat, and I mean, like, you know, getting that extra armor, it's not insignificant. That's kind of cool. I like it.
Honestly, even the damage for pushing lanes. Like, I asked him about once, and he told me part of it is like, I wanted to shove lanes with the damage. I was like, okay. Can't be that bad, you know?
That's true. That guy's is a baller. I think that it's looking like the D2 Hustlers are kind of comfortable in this one, but I don't know. Do you think that like this Axe late game, like how does that sort of deal with the lineup that we're seeing from D2 Hustlers? Because it feels like they can just kind of keep going constantly.
Honestly, I have no idea how the late game works. This carry Axe is like a sort of new concept, and we've seen it a lot, but a lot of the games are like weird, you know? Like they're even like won or lost really early. And it is a cool counter to Terrorblade in that we're talking about the panel, like Terrorblade offers a lot of different things. And one of those is like the ghost push on the lane, shoving all the lanes and giving you good map state to take fights. And Axe sort of does that for your team as well.
Right. Yeah. It feels like you can sort of take over a game with that without even having to necessarily take a fight, particularly right now before the Blink Dagger comes out. And I guess the other thing is, you know, eventually playing around that Metamorphosis cooldown. You know, Axe is always going to be able to fight.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not only that, but Terrorblade's like a hero that eventually he has like 50 armor. The pure damage from spins doesn't care about that.
Right.
I mean, in my head, like Terrorblade should still out-carry Axe, right? But I've actually watched Axe out-carry a Spectre. I forget which qualifiers that was.
Okay.
So, like, who knows, really?
Oh, and you can see how many times have we seen this ward up here on this high ground just decide fights. They drop down to center, realize, hey, they have vision, let's get the hell out of there, and instead they're going to push towards mid. Almost taking it, actually. Force out the glyph, and are we going to see Simply Toobased come over? They jump, they find 1437. Coil going to be missed. Good dodge there by Annihilate. They have anything else left in the tank. They managed to escape with the Wyvern, so a couple of abilities used. No heroes dead yet.
A really good disengaging. They're not overcommitting. Even though they find a Wyvern, they're not like... Oh, Puck's
jump. Goes for it. Big dive. Annihilate uses his whole mana pool. He doesn't have a bottle. He doesn't have anything. He needs to get out of here.
Honestly, when I saw that jump, I thought he was jumping the Potom, but Potom's on his team. So he just like... Because he jumped, but it wasn't even really close to the enemy hero. I may have had some idea, but it just looked funny. Sorry.
No, you're good. Maybe not anticipating. I think Papatuti just got that blink dagger too. So
Gotcha.
So double blink daggers right now for D2 Hustlers invested in with the Legion and the Puck. They definitely want to get active, make stuff happen right now, but also the Axe blink dagger done together with that Manta.
Look at 1437. Just click on it. He took the damage talent. He's going for a Falcon Blade. And then he's going back for the Glimmer Cape. Like, this guy's a beast. Like, he wants to carry this game. He's playing for fun, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
It's like LAN-M TI7 vibes. TI6 vibes, I mean.
This game has the fewest kills at 20 minutes for D2 Hustlers. Third field. I mean, it's TI qualifier time, you know? Teams are starting to feel the pressure a little bit. Everybody wants to play safe. Everybody wants to do things, except for 1437 who's just gone wild with his Falcon Blade phase boots.
I mean, also, to be fair, like, D2 Hustlers, they sort of ran over the lower division, right? Like, they're clearly on a different class.
Listen, we weren't going to talk about that.
There's like this first Rio test, you know? Yeah. Toobased, they did pretty well in the upper division.
Yeah. I think there was, I don't remember who it was in the interview today that said that they were expecting, I think it was Saberlight that was saying he's expecting some good things from the D2 Hustlers as well. As Monkeys, Moonlight shadowed, and there's going to be the duel. Does get the hood off in time. Will it be enough to get the duel damage? Yes, it will.
Ooh, that's huge. It's not even just the kill and the duel damage you get, but now Monkeys Forever feels like he has to play sort of scared in the top lane. Like, he wants to be a wall this game, and they've shown him that he clearly can't do it.
Meanwhile, Empyrean moving over and into position. Could get a good bishwhack there. Oh, Papatuti. Blinks right on top of him, finds him. And Coiled, he's in trouble. Empyrean going to drop now as they take him down, get the outpost. D2 Hustlers are really starting to pick up steam now.
Dude, I just watched 1437 Yuma both TP to bottom, and 1437 nuked the wave. It's so funny. I love it. It's like what I would do, and I'm just like, you know,
yeah.
I'm just gonna message Steven after this and laugh with them.
I mean,
you know, they're just.
He's like,
you need to have a good time playing Dota.
Totally. And you have a good time by stealing Carrie's farm.
Oh, it's a great feeling. So I'm sort of curious, like, when they think they have a timing on Toobased. They have the Shard, they have the Blink Dagger on Axe. Maybe this is their go time, because they've sort of been slowly losing the map. I mean, they've been keeping up in farm because Boris is just farming up a storm. But they sort of been losing map control over the past, like, 5-6 minutes.
Yo, do you see this? Pandego just got bullied, but the Cold Embrace might be enough to save him. Winner's Curse afterwards, getting set up on the Axe. Boris in some trouble. The big duel comes out with the A-Blast. Is it enough? Look at the Hoodwink. Able to catch there onto multiple. They blow up Papatuti. Now looking for more. Can they keep the Legion alive? No, she falls also. Pandango, of all heroes, is going to live through that first initial jump. And now, I Annihilate. He's going to get caught there. The Illusion doing a good chunk of damage. They take down the Storm with the Yuma Illusion, but they're going to lose everybody else. A triple kill for Boris. Unreal.
And that's a timing hit right there from Toobased. They identified that Metamorphosis was down. There's no way that Hustlers could fight them. They just, even though the Axe initiation looks sort of wacky, they just lacked the damage to kill him without Metamorphosis, and they took a pretty convincing fight in the mid lane.
My man needs to get some Demon Zeal online, that Shard or something. I don't know. Like, there's some problems right now when they don't have Metamorphosis up for sure. And maybe that's something where you get like into the Ags or something later. But at least right now, as you're saying, without meta, Yuma has to back the heck away. Where do you think they need to go now? Because they've taken that tier 2 tower top. Likewise, Simply Toobased were able to secure bottom tier 2. Does it all just become about Roche now?
I think Roshan's definitely in everyone's minds right now. Both teams have the potential to do it really quickly. So I think they'll be like jostling a lot for position. You can even see a smoke here coming out. I know.
He's going in a lot. Killing out the Illusion. Oh, looks for that jump, the catch onto Legion. Cold Embrace afterwards, though. It's a huge curse, but unfortunately not able to get into range. Afterwards, they get it. On to Monkeys Forever. Not quite enough. Now, Papatuti thought about going on to Annihilate, but has to back out 5 up. Looking for the opening now. The jump coming from Storm. Has the Orchid ready. Has to jump away in a second, but Papatuti will fall. And meanwhile, on the other side, Boris in super deep. They had meta that time. Able to catch that kill. 1437 going to get hit by the arrow. Yuma needs to protect his supports. but they are still up in their face. And Monkey's Forever just going to pop the ulti, get everybody out of there. And he was like, I'm just going to farm. You guys aren't worth my time.
Yeah, good fighting from both teams there. Really sort of kiting out their opponents. They managed to isolate Boris. I'm not too sure if there's like a little bit of comms breakdown there, you know, chasing for kills on the right. Everyone's just saying, oh, we're strong, but it doesn't mean anything. And you end up sort of going in alone on Axe there. I don't think they're too unhappy with that on Toobased though, because this gives them a huge window where meta's going to be down to sort of take over the map.
Right. And you know, this is sometimes what we see with these, like, you know, cooldown dependent skills is you take the fight on your side of the map. That doesn't translate into objectives for you afterwards.
Exactly, yeah.
They're in some trouble, maybe. As, well, Moonlight Shadow, they're underneath the ward right now. Pandango may be the one to get caught, or do they want to find that backline? Boris, oh, they broke his blink. Nice play. Shard coming out from Legion, making some escape and some room to get away. As Pandango over there to the side. Boris thinking about jumping in yet again. Do they have the catch? They're going to kill him once. Still looking to walk into this one. Bo3 gets the Aeon Disc procced as well. So with that, it looks like D2 Hustlers will back out now. Still a minute until meta's up.
Yeah, and I think in-chat apparition almost survives because Pandango just definitely glimmer caped himself, but I'm pretty sure Empyrean's yelling at his team to carry dust from now on because you can't let that happen. It's the only one with detection. A coil on Storm mid.
Oh, chance for a kill with the duel? That's huge. Any kills like that during no Metamorphosis and Terrorblade not even being there, great. D2 Hustlers able to take something back and, oh, punish. It's only on 1437 and then to press the attack to try and walk away. Winner's Curse on an illusion, not great. It doesn't keep the Wyvern alive. So in the end, it's a 1-for-1. But you take that trade for the Storm every day.
For sure, for sure. And I think what you mentioned about making a play when you have no meta is just so huge for your map. I think Toobased, they really had a timing there that they didn't really fully seize the opportunity on. And now all of a sudden, meta's back up. Legion has a shard. It's looking hard to fight into this Terrorblade. Honestly, I'm not too sure how they do it because my initial idea was like, you know, you Axe Call, it can't get Legion save, you chain a stun. But he's, after the stun, or during the Axe Call even with this Legion shard, he's just going to get saved. And he's going to get his own BKB off, and I don't think you have damage for him. For the
Terrorblade, you don't think they have damage for him?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know enough about this Axe carry. Like, maybe once he has the Hyperstone, he just does enough damage, but I'm not sure. I think they need to take split-up fights and sort of play side lane Dota right now.
Vilama gets the blink away, revealing the ward. So that one's going to get taken away immediately. And this ward that we've seen so many times be really effective, a couple of them up here on this top side for Simply Toobased is so nice. Yeah, you know, it's interesting, right? Because you talk about, like, obviously can't dispel the call on Axe, but giving that hero BKB, that might be enough to, like, let him survive through the burst that comes from the Axe call, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I think
to know.
Before, Legion and Axe sort of countered each other.
Right.
But with the advent of the shard, like, it might just be a Legion favored matchup. Also, I wanted to mention that Pandango with his wards is being really cheeky, you know? They deward a ward on the hill, and he just puts his orbs and sentries there on the enemy sentry anyways. He's just gotten a couple of really good wards in this game.
Yeah, we're seeing them underneath that one right now. Trying to make a smoke play, but it looks like Simply Toobased was able to read that and are not going to be an easy prey. Although 5UP does walk back towards the lane here, but Bo3 will reveal, has a DD rune, kills off the wave, and yeah, that should signal it. It's a weird situation now. Do you try and go in towards Roche? Again, getting a gem or something like that also sounds like it could be really good for one of these teams. But at least for the moment, both teams willing to just farm up their next set of items.
Yeah, I think this is sort of like the default map state where you're sort of jostling for map control, just trying to push lanes in. They do have opposing shrines, which I think technically should favor Radiant, as with this shrine pickup, they're able to take Roshan and maybe use buybacks to win the fight.
And do they realize this is going on? This is huge. If Yuma can get this one basically solo, sending out those illusions, big jump in, I annihilate. They use coil now. Oh, you got to be careful if you're D2 Hustlers. Arrow goes in. They're going to see that Roche is fairly low, but look for the chase. Empyrean already dead. This is without coil. Papatuti has to be careful about the call that comes afterwards. Looks for the jump, but they get the taunt. There's the catch, but the cold embrace afterwards. 5-up has the arrow. Stun is there afterwards, and now the press the attack. The Aeon Disc is procced. Can they find any more after? Yuma walks forward, absolutely obliterating that axe, but they did take down the Legion. Annihilate has no mana, but they won't walk forward and try and go for any more of those illusions, doing too much, and it looks like that should be enough here for the Hustlers to walk back into Roche. Now, they are going to be able to TP back after the Underlord ulti, so looking like a chance for a contest. And they do it in
really
time.
Good coordination from the Radiant spells there, just between the Aeon Disc and the heal, but still looking to fight.
They're looking for it. Roche is down so low. Again, this is just the first Aegis. Normally we see this type of like commitment for defense from the second Roche, but you can see that Simply Toobased just don't want to give it up for free. In 37 has this Invis rune, but he's spotted there. Meanwhile, they found the puck on the backline. Annihilate. A huge catch with the Sunder, and then into the arrow. Oh, Yuma, he's dropping down so low. Can they save him? They get the kill, and Yuma gets away on 100 HP. Where's the rest of his team? Oh, no. Oh, man.
That was
like...
so close. Just such a clutch Sunder to save his puck, but then, you know, an even better arrow from 5-up and just barely this terribly survives. He's getting healed up by his Winter Wyvern and Legion, and they're looking good in this fight right now.
I guess the other question is the dust that came out there afterwards, but they find themselves the Underlord. Monkeys Forever just going for a stroll, gets punished super hard, and D2 Hustlers should finally secure this Roche.
You can already see the lines come out for Monkeys Forever. He knows that they can no longer fight their opponent. He's saying, play side lane Dota, go for a pickoffs. We have Storm, we have Axe pushing all the lanes, basically an illusion hero like Nagasiren or Terrorblade. Get pickoffs. Don't take the 5v5 into a Metamorphosis Terrorblade. You're not going to win any fights like that. Right. They need to split up Radiant in order to win this game, and I think maybe they're starting to get that read now.
Well, it's something that definitely they're going to need to do over the next couple of minutes, is just get the push slowed at least a little bit. As again, just seeing how good that press the attack is, and Legion 80 dual damage at this point. That's nothing to sneeze at either. Like, looking pretty good on Divine Llama, going for the pipe after the Blink Dagger. Yo,
yeah, he's starting to feel quite beastly. I think the best thing about Legion is at some point when you can like solo kill a key support with duel without any help just because of your additional dual damage, like that's when the hero starts to feel really good.
Totally. Well, and normally, like, you know, people will, I feel like getting these like sort of defensive team-based items is so nice also. You know, this ain't a Deso gaming. This is getting something to survive all the magic damage, because I mean, that's kind of the majority of what Simply Toobased have, with the exception of the Axe, who's just pure. Man, that is some weird noises.
Is that like the shitty flute compilation thing?
Dude, I have no idea. It's really
That's
weird.
That's a good one.
I really don't know what it is, if I'm going to be honest. But honestly, I like it.
I started thinking more about 1437's build this game, and I decided I really like the concept.
Yeah?
Because part of the problem with having Wyvern AA supports is that you can start to feel like you have 2 5 positions. If your Wyvern has Phase Boots Vulcan Blade, I don't think you'll ever feel like that's the case. No, he'll be dishing out damage. He's not like some weak backliner. He's a beefy boy right now.
Totally. We just saw right there too. He tried to steal some farm from Papatuti again. Keeps just splintering, blasting waves, which you love to see. And he goes for another one. Gets the range creep away from his core.
That's
love to see it.
One.
Yeah. Are they just gonna go high ground now? I mean, they have meta. They've still got what, 3 minutes on this Roche basically, or 2 minutes roughly. Ah, why not? Press the attack, hit buildings, force some type of rotation. They are happy as can be, and they also have a Lincoln Sphere on Yuma this whole time through as well. So everything for your Terrorblade. Jump in, immediately press the attack. They can't chase.
In worst case, you're just going to reset with the Wyvern Curse and Legion Heal. They force all of Toobased back to their base, and now it just feels like they can do anything they want. They can play the map if they want, they can continue to go high ground. They have all the options, and Toobased are just stuck in their base.
All right. Now, at the very least, they do have these Axe Illusions, which can pressure out the side lanes and actually cut both of the creep waves that were coming in. So that part is pretty nice. But I don't know. We'll have to see. It looks like it's just sort of contained gaming. Still only a 2,000 gold lead for having all those towers down. You know, you would imagine that might be a little bit higher, but we'll see if that sort of balloons over the next couple of minutes as simply Toobased are stuck in their base.
Yeah, I would really like to see Annihilate, well, do exactly what he's doing now, where you sort of sneak out onto the map, because you're the one who has the TP scroll still. Your Axe, Bottom, Under, and Hoodwink, actually, you're the only one with the TP scroll. So that means you're the only one who can play out on the map, sort of secure your team a little bit of additional farm.
Right.
You can't just sit in your base and expect to win Dota.
Well, and I will say that it feels like sometimes, you know, teams will do a job of like trying to shut off this area of the map as well, and maybe they get like too spread out. Maybe it's too difficult to get spread out against this lineup from Toobased because they could get picked off or something. But you can see now they're seeing, all right, somebody's been farming these camps. Where are we going to find somebody? And looks like 5UP also is going to make his way out of there. Yeah, they're good to go. Do they try and go for something here? Arrow, gonna connect, but Papatootie will find himself Rana. Should be enough. Big zip in. Annihilate actually ends the life. The poor old AA, and Papatootie wasn't able to finish off 5UP. Well, he dies now. Afterwards, good dodge from the sharpshooter. So a 1-for-1 trade, but I think you're happy with that. It's Toobased. Getting a farm on the map, getting kills, why not?
Yeah, I think anytime you break out a contain like that, you're gonna feel pretty happy. Did 5UP manage to take the shrine there? Is that how they made that play happen? I didn't quite catch the beginning of that.
Yeah, it was just like they're a random fishing for an arrow, found the AA, Papatootie showed up, basically.
Okay. And this is good play from Toobased. Like, when you're stuck in your base like that, you need something to like change the state of the map, and they've managed to wait out all of this Aegis timer. I mean, right. Terrorblade's going to be really strong. He's going to have Satanic soon, but at least he doesn't have that on top of an Aegis breaking your high ground.
True. Yeah, they've bought themselves at least another Roche fight, barring, you know, some terrible fight that goes really bad for Toobased, which, I mean, we could see there is a ward over in this area, so they know that people were down here. Monkeys forever. Well, Yuma's going to come in and cut the wave. They realize that's the real Terrorblade, and they're probably going to get out right after pushing this next wave. Good ward over to the side as well. As Monkeys Forever tries to get out of there. Yeah, they're backing away. Aghanim Scepter done for Puck.
Yeah, that's a big item. It means pretty much nowhere on the map is safe. Before the Aghanims, it was... I mean, they have a lot of stuff to the BKB. Right. But it's just another thing to worry about with Puck having such great range with the Orb and Blink Dagger. Boris has 6k gold basically right now. He has like 300 unused gold in his backpack. I'm curious if he thinks like, does he want to play with buyback, or does he just want to like sort of buy out? I think he should just buy out and like go for the big plays here.
Yeah. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't mind it. I mean, they need to deal with this right now. They saw Axe down bottom and realized, hey, we can just pressure, or rather, they saw Axe up top and realized they can pressure bottom. Take the tier 3 tower, get the illusions in there, doing some damage as well. This Daedalus TB, getting everything they need.
I think D2 Hatsus is doing a really good job of making Toobased feel like they have to sit in base. Like they're sort of poking high ground. They're not overcommitting. They're not like diving the fans in their tier 4s as we saw in our last series. They're sort of just controlling how much farm the enemy can get, taking the map, and just sort of focusing on this next Roshan.
Yeah. That's what you want to see. Wow, Boris is 428 last hits.
Oh my god, Axe got an illusion escape.
Yeah, that's silly.
By far the best item.
Yeah, we're gonna break some more records before too long here, most likely. That is just dirty. And does have spider legs in tow as well. Might want to give that one over to somebody else. God, these illusions. You need to start buying some Dagons or something. As the jump wants to find him, pull afterwards, cold embrace, Papatootie living, jump forward. Looking for a follow-up. Do they have anything? Taunt is there now. On to 1437. Gets rooted. Winner's Curse as well as the coil. Sharpshooter comes out. And now... Oh, he doesn't know about the eggs. The right click's coming through. Trying to take him down in time. And it's enough. They get the finish. Oh, Axe gets taken down there. He might not have had another option anyways, but it hurts.
Ooh, and Legion, there's a Lotus Orb on the Axe there, so he actually got double
Nice.
dual damage. He got 60 dual damage, pushing him to 140.
Oh, it's really good. Very quick Roche respawn right now, so it is up, but D2 Hustlers don't know about that, and instead are going to pressure up towards high ground a little bit here with these illusions.
I think they should feel pretty comfortable hitting this. They just have a lot of disengage between the Legion save and I guess Coil and Curse are on cooldown, but
Looks like they're fine again. Lincoln's used afterwards.
alright, meta's out.
Yeah, they're going to back a little bit now, it looks like. So no axe for 40. Because of the quick Roche spawn, they could just go and take this one if they want to now. But we'll have to see if they go and check it or not. As, man, 1437 is level 20? What in the heck? He's ahead of the
He's a
Legion
beast.
Commander.
Honestly, like, usually Storm's supposed to counter Wyvern because you can jump
Right.
in the backline, but he has 2500 HP and he's really hard to kill. They even give him the Stormcrafter just so that, like, if Storm jumps, he can take off the Orchid and maybe get a turnaround.
I'm wondering if he's going to keep that or the Psychic Headband in for a little bit. Right now, he's still got the Psychic Headband, but it might just be for, like, at the start of fights or something. Shard, who's taking that one? Not seeing. I'm not seeing it yet. Am I crazy?
Terrorblade's taking the Shard. It's
Okay.
on him right now.
Got it.
They're
The
having
Demon
an eternal
Seal.
discussion right now that he's taking it.
Discussion over. I want that Demon Seal. Ooh, jump. They found the Wyvern. Can they burst him in time? Very tanky. Glimmer Cape's there. All the save in the world. Divine Llama now turns onto Monkeys. Yuma was already BKB'd. They can't get the kill. Underlord dead first. Who's next? Gotta be careful now. They got themselves a catch on to the freaking Storm Spirit. Off to the side. He's gonna fall. Boris just can't do anything. The taunt onto both, but the Aeon Disc procs afterwards. And they're gonna back away yet again. Big buyback though. Annihilate tried to jump in, couldn't find anybody. The pull now onto Papatuti, trying to find that kill. Call afterwards onto Pandego. He's dropping, he's dead. Buys back afterwards now. Boris under control, trying to TP out of there, but the crit comes in at just the last second. And that is enough to end Boris's life. Meanwhile, the jump into the stun for Papatuti has Coil off cooldown in 18 seconds. Empyrean chased, right-clicked, continuing to follow, and Papatuti finds the finish. 16, 18, 19,000 gold lead as the buybacks stream in from Simply Toobased. They know they need to fight right now, but do they know about the Coil? It's up yet again. And a great series of engagements from the D2 Hustlers.
Honestly, I'm sort of happy that Terrorblade isn't getting out-carried by an axe. Like, all is right with the world, you know?
True enough, man.
I feel like this was a little bit of an inevitability. Like, I think Toobased, I thought they would be able to put more pressure early, you know, use their support advantage with the Storm and sort of put pressure on, but Hustlers, they just did a really good job of, like, playing the map and make it hard to make moves on them.
Not ridiculously hard. That's the way that it goes sometimes, you know? And I think that the other thing you mentioned with like that Legion too, right? Like these axe calls, they haven't translated into kills, the Wyvern builds to stay alive, like all these little things it feels like are adding up bit by bit. And granted, it's not like outside of the realm of possibilities. It's just so often these second Roches are ridiculously hard to deal with as meta will come out now. Along with that BKB being granted from the Legion commander. Jump. Trying to catch the pullback onto Legion with the arrow afterwards. Oh, but the cold embrace is there yet again. And the Mindbreaker almost enough to kill Annihilate, forces out the BKB. Ice Blast afterwards, the jump. Oh, did it clip him right on the edge? It did. Is he going to live through it? We'll have to see. As the Winner's Curse comes out afterwards, it does look like Storm will survive. But the chase down and taking the racks all happening right now. 1437, press the attack, cold embrace, all the heals in the world. It's not enough. Now Yuma, no more BKB. Buyback from the Wyvern. Papatuti jumps forward. There's the silence. Bushwhack does connect now. Waiting for the moment. Storm wants to jump when the moment arrives, but the full set of racks are down. Annihilate jumps right onto Papatuti, but can't find anything afterwards. And Yuma, oh my god, forces back another. The catch now, Pandego sundered. Everything dropped. Demon Seal walks forward onto Monkeys Forever. They find him yet again. for the finish as Boris also chased down through the woods, nowhere left to go, dead for 2 minutes, and I think that's about it. GG called. The D2 Hustlers. Is this the run? Howie, what do you think? How's this team looking?
But they're looking sick. I think they really identified a lot of the weaknesses in their lineup, and they really covered for that. Also, I've been told by Sammy Boy that the D2 Hustlers